Hi, Mom.
Hi.
What you got there?
Oh, I got my CBD
Ooh,
oil.
you do?
Yahoo!
Do you love your CBD oil?
I sure do.
Tell me how it makes you feel.
Oh, it's all kinds of ways that's really, I can feel better, and I love to dance. I really love to dance.
Yeah.
Too.
So does it make you happy then?
Yeah.
And then what about like pain? Does it help you with pain?
Yeah, I don't have pain.
You don't have pain. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how old are you?
92.
Ooh. Wow, you're up there, huh?
Yeah. 92.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good. So that's good. So how about the flavor? Do you like the taste of it?
I like the taste
Oh,
of it.
good. That's
Yes,
good to hear. Good.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to take it.
Right. Exactly. Well, that helps other people. You know, anybody that's going to watch this will be able to go by what you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Let's Talk About CBD podcast. Plant medicine is a gift from the earth that we're constantly learning about and rediscovering. CBD and its sister cannabinoids are some of the gifts that have helped people and pets with their chronic pain and ailments. We're seeking to show the world how plant medicine has helped people and pets overcome the pains that they're dealing with by giving them this platform to talk about how Natural Oils Inc. has helped them live better lives. So I'm here today with my partner, Robin, our research and product development specialist, and we're going to talk to someone that we've interviewed before, Cathi Wilcox, about the beautiful things that her mother has been experiencing with her dementia and how CBD has helped her. Hi, Robin. Thank you for being here with us today.
Hi, Riley. It's wonderful to be here with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, years ago, I remember talking to Cathi Wilcox, and she and I had a terrific conversation over the phone she let me know about what her mother was experiencing with the dementia. And now today, I believe she's going to share with us her experience of transformation after now that she's been taking CBD. So I can't wait to hear.
That's beautiful. Well, let's get Cathi in here and let's get talking about her mother. So, why don't we just get started into what's been happening with your mom? Like, I know if you could explain her condition to us, because I still don't really know, and what's been happening.
Sure. So my father passed away in April, and then once he was gone, we realized that she needed 24-hour care. Her doctor had diagnosed her with early onset dementia, and so we took her to a place that specializes in Alzheimer's. It's an Alzheimer facility, and put her in there. And right away, she was ornery because she was out of her house and nervous and didn't know anybody. And I talked to my siblings and I said, you know what, let's try CBD because, it helps with our dogs with anxiety. So, hopefully it'll help Mom. So we did. And she even notices a difference, but the nurses were just flabbergasted because they said she went from A to Z, Z being the good end. And, her hospice nurse that comes to visit her once a week said that she would love to prescribe it, but she can't. But she's suggesting it to all of her patients just because of my mom. And so, and my mom even knows that she's on CBD oil, and she tells people she's on CBD oil. Like I said to her one day, Mom, how are you feeling? She said, I feel great. I had my CBD. So I'm like, whoa. She's 93 years old, and the difference is night and day. We would talk to her on the phone, my siblings and I, and everybody said like before that she wouldn't remember, like for example, Milt's name. She wouldn't remember his name. She'd call him my person. How is your person? Is he going to come visit me today? And so once we put her on the CBD, she's like, is Milt coming? Can you tell him to bring me peanut butter? So her cognitive memory, I mean, it's amazing.
And appetite.
we're all praising the Lord and praising the True Natural Oils.
Oh,
and my brothers and sisters they're all in awe of it.
That's fantastic. I mean, basically to go for your mom to go from, really, I mean, she just went through such a huge life-changing event, which is hard for any one of us to go through, let alone 93 years old. And then, trying to acclimatize to the nursing home, the care facility, and having all of this, just jumbling around in her brain and how it affected her. I'm sure it was so sad to see. And I am just truly thankful that you thought, oh, let's try True Natural Oils CBD for mom. Because, it's stories like this that we love to hear. We thrive for it. We just absolutely want to bring such wellness and just such a level of care to anyone that we have our product for, that we send it to. So what a tremendous story, Cathi.
Yeah,
thank you so much for
pretty
sharing.
Cool. Definitely. And like my brothers and sisters, they all tell other people about the product too. Like they don't just say it's CBD oil; they guide them to the website. And like, I wish that nurse would be able to prescribe it, because she would prescribe it to all her patients, she said. But for right now, she just tells their loved ones about it and tells them, what kind to get and everything.
Well, that's so interesting to me that, like, I mean, especially that your mom, like, of being at an old age, like, did she have any, I don't know, like, problems or any, like, mental blockages of being like, oh, I'm going to take cannabis? Like, was that kind of hard for her? Or, like, how did she adjust to,
what's funny is, she, now that she's that old, we can tell her about stories when we all used cannabis the other way, but not in the oil form. And she doesn't, it doesn't cross her mind. And so she knows that CBD oil is from, the cannabis plant. And, she just knows that it's what I've told her from the beginning was God put that plant in the ground for a reason, Mom. And she's very religious, very Christian. So I think that's just what she's going with,
Oh, I think that's terrific.
Jesus put it there.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And he gave us all the tools of how to research it and how to use it. And so,
yes,
I'm very, very thankful. Very thankful. But Cathi, so before your father passed away and your mom, did she appear to be in good spirits? Did she have any mental or like neurological type of troubles at all? Like thinking or memory or sleeping at night?
I'd say, yeah, she had slight, and that's where she was first diagnosed with early onset dementia, was when he was still alive. But it wasn't that prevalent until he passed away. Once he passed away, then it's kind of like everything kind of hit her. And that's when you saw the decline. Like, it was so clear that her brain just wasn't functioning once he passed away. And then we started talking about having to put her in the Alzheimer's care facility. I think that depression set in and she declined rapidly. And then once we got her on the CBD, it was like she's back to where she was before my dad died. Put it that way. So that's why we're all happy.
It's really interesting to me because, like, you've mentioned too, for you and also your dogs, like, that it's worked for your own trauma, like PTSD and handling that. So I think it's really beautiful to see that it's helping your mom with her trauma as well, because losing your spouse, that's a big trauma. But yeah, I think it's really beautiful that it's also helping you and her in the same way of handling trauma and mental stability.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely, I can't travel without it. So,
Is there a specific trauma or something related to your travel? Did you go through an incident or something that makes it difficult for you to travel?
yeah, so we got hit by an 18 wheeler in our RV when we were traveling on the interstate. I was sitting in the back on the bed right by the window, and the 18 wheeler hit that window. So now, or when that happened, I couldn't sleep. I'd go to sleep at night and wake up 10 or 12 times a night, just checking out the window, looking outside the window to make sure there was no vehicle. And so I'd always park the truck with the dock next to that side, make sure that it was there. And then the other things I would do is look out the window right before I went to sleep, and then started taking the True. Once I started taking True, I would sleep through the night. But prior to that, it was a nightmare. I'd never get any sleep. So I was always worried that an 18-wheeler was going to hit us.
So I think you mentioned that there's several steps to include taking your True Natural Oils to get you to relax at night. There's several things that you have to go through and on your checklist just to be able to go to bed. Wasn't there?
Yeah. So step one is look out the window, make sure the truck is right. Our truck is right next to me. So the truck is right next to the slide, so nobody can slide in there next to us. And then number 2 is take my CBD oil.
Oh.
Take my True Natural Oil.
That sounds like a lot of anxiety. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, that truly is a traumatic experience like that, creating the PTSD from, being within your RV, which is a huge part of what you do. I mean, you travel in your RV to get to your events. And so I just think that it's amazing that True Natural Oils can bring that comfort to you. And, that's exactly what it's designed to do is, we've made specific formulas for helping sleep at night, or just bringing a calmness and a kind of a homeostasis, if you will, to, your sleep routine, to get your brain just in a better space, a more calm atmosphere, and really prepare you for the night's sleep. And I'm thrilled that helps you so greatly. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
Do you mind? Thanks for
happy to share that.
Yes.
I was going to say, thanks for touching on that, Robin, for linking that back to, our nervous system too. Cause, I'm wondering too, Cathi, how did you explain CBD to your mom when you were helping her, get on it? And also which product does she use? Because I know, like Robin, you went through medical school, and I'm sure they teach about all these, like, the nervous system or the respiratory system or something like that. But I'm sure things like this, like the endocannabinoid system, you don't really learn in medical school. And like even these people working, the nurses working with your mom, Cathi, I'm sure they weren't educated on this. So how did you explain CBD to your mom? And how did you know which True product to use with her?
So we didn't tell her at first. We put it with it. So we talked to her hospice nurse and asked her, if she could put it on the list of prescriptions that my mom takes, because where she is, we can't just walk in with CBD oil and give it to her. It has to go through all the proper channels. So the hospice nurse took control of it, and I just asked Clint for what the dosage would be, and Clint told me, let's start out with wellness and see what happens. So she's still on wellness, and I'm glad, because once she starts to get worse, which she will because she has dementia, then she can progress to the next levels, bliss and then fusion. But right now she's on the lowest one, and it's working like clockwork. And so we had the nurses just put it in her smoothie at first. And then my mom actually noticed a difference in herself. I think she noticed that she was more cheery. And she actually asked, I believe it was my sister, I'm not positive who it was, but I know she asked somebody, like, am I taking something? And we said CBD. And she said, what's CBD? And then we showed her the bottle and told her, and now she takes it like under her tongue, and she knows she's taking it, and she tells everybody she takes it. So
that is so fantastic.
We wanted to just we wanted to take it in there at first because we didn't know how she was going to act. We didn't know that she was going to be very accepting of it because she's so old school. At 93, something in the marijuana family is not, going to land well with somebody of her age, but she loves it.
Oh, that is so fantastic. And I love that she uses it under the tongue now, because that truly is the best delivery. If you're going to take an oral tincture or, one of our oral products, under the tongue absorption, holding it there for 60 to 90 seconds increases that top absorption to where it's not degraded as you swallow it or as it hits the stomach acid. It goes right through the vasculature just directly under the tongue. So I'm so glad that she's excited about using it and is willing to go through that whole process of the 60 to 90 seconds. Because I know that, for some people it's like, oh, I have to hold it that long. But really, if you busy yourself with something else for, a little bit of time, it flies right by, actually. And on the other side.
Sometimes I forget it's under my tongue.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah.
I just walk around for 5 minutes with it in my mouth.
I know.
Yeah, it's such a good flavor too. Yeah.
Yeah. I've done the same thing. So, but yes. And I wanted to bring just a tiny bit of clarity with what Riley was saying. Yes, when I went to or through pharmacy school, we had a lot of, chemistry, medicine, all of our studies, obviously. I think Riley mentioned I went to medical school, but it's actually pharmacy school that I went to.
Sorry, I thought it was the same thing.
No, that's okay. I wanted to toss that in there just for someone that knows me personally. It was like, wait a minute, Robin didn't go to medical school, but yeah, sometimes I feel
very knowledgeable.
Thank you. Thank you. I enjoy what I do very much so. I enjoy even now, so far into my career, just being able to develop these products and, hear wonderful stories like this from Cathi, and the transformation that it helps her mom so well. And, it not only does it end with your mom, but it's also your siblings, like you said, that now they can have a chance to see mom really, living such a much clearer, mentally clearer life, which, is invaluable. Yes. So it's really terrific. And for yourself to be able to, relax and sleep at night when you're on the road or in your RV. I mean, that, it's such a large part of yours and Milt's life, the travel and the ultimate air dogs and, your whole company that you've built. I'm just glad that you're able to find something that brings you comfort to sleep at night.
Mm-hmm. And I hope your mom keeps talking about the CBD and tells all of her friends. All of her friends in the hospice care.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, CBD. Because, man, the potential of it for helping all these people in hospice is just, it's the same thing with the dogs, like the stories that you've told me before about dogs and like helping them with their aging process. Like, I think it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Yep. And then also, we have a female in heat next door in my guest house, and then they also have a male, and they've been dosing them heavy with, I think it's the extra strength, because they can't obviously get together. So to calm them down, because the male is going absolutely berserk. My male, he's still on his regular dosage because he's not in the same house as the female that's over there. But yeah, so it's really helping over there.
That's really good. That's very good to know. So Cathi, after like a big competition with your dogs or an event that you attend, do you dose them with CBD after a strenuous competition? And how does it help them?
Yes, absolutely. Well, not even strenuous like I do, because I also do search and recovery work with Slash. He's not certified yet, but we're in training for human remains detection. And even with that, because there's a lot of stress that can come from it. So yeah, after we get done training, he gets a dose. And then we also do protection work, and that he gets a dose after that. And then yeah, obviously with the dock jumping, for healing the muscles, he gets a dose. So I use it, for every reason that it's for my dogs. And then Java was injured when she was a year old, so she has a bum leg, and so we give her CBD oil a lot.
Did she? What was her injury? Does she have like a muscle shortening or?
No, she broke her leg when she was a year old, playing frisbee. That was like just a freak accident. She landed wrong and her leg snapped. And we were on the road at the time. It was crazy, but we were on the road at the time. It was at a rest area. So we rushed to a vet and got her in, and just happened to be a traveling surgical team that was showing up at that vet in an hour, and they were like the best in the state of Texas. And they operated on her the next morning and put her back together. But she went on CBD right away. I asked the doctor right up, because we were already sponsored by Natural Pet Oil, so I already had all my education. And first thing I asked the surgeon was, when can I start her on CBD? And he was like, yeah, I don't have a problem with you doing it right now. So it was, I wanted to not give her so many meds, for healing. So I kept her on CBD, and then I weaned her off meds earlier than probably the doctor wanted me to, but I didn't care.
Well, no, that's a wonderful testimony as well, especially as something as serious as a break like that. And she was so young.
Oh, I heard it snap. It was loud. It would make you throw up if you heard it. It was like snap, really loud.
It's terrible.
My little baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know you said your mom is on other prescriptions too. Have you been able to taper off any other medications, or are you thinking of going in that way, or have you noticed maybe any other benefits other than like anything mental with her? Like maybe stress,
I know
pain?
that they did. Yeah, I know that they did stop one of her pain meds because of the CBD working so good. But she's got arthritis and all kinds of different ailments, and so she's not off of everything. But the CBD, I mean, just for her brain, I think all of the meds she was taking too probably had something to do with what her brain was going through. So I think it was Riley. I don't know if it was you that explained it to me, or Clint, that it repairs broken neurotransmitters, right? So all that probably damage that she did with all the pain pills that she has been taking. So the CBD's helping that. And I know that, for sure one of the pain pills she's not taking one of them, but I'm not sure which ones or how many.
That's fantastic news that she's able to eliminate some of those medications. And you're right, it is, CBD does, it creates kind of like, when damage is done, or if there's a trauma of sorts, or, the synapses in the brain aren't working properly or firing properly, the CBD comes in and it interacts with those receptors and, helps to bathe. If you think about it like this, it helps to bathe in the neurotransmitters with the anandamide, the AEA chemical, which is the bliss molecule. And then there's another one of the neurotransmitters, 2AG, and that has a lot to do with how we feel and our mood and the way that we're calm and helps to bring anxiety. Another one of the receptors, and I'd really love to touch upon this too, Riley, in another episode, maybe not today, but the CBD interacts with a particular vanilloid receptor directly responsible for the transmission of pain. And so it quiets that receptor. So that's, in a sense, that's why we're seeing such great activity and response when people that are in pain at one point in time take the CBD, and they can come away from some of their, chemical or opioid like pain relievers. It's so much better. It's so much, just better for the body, not to take that sort of thing. So, yeah, that it's worth a topic in and of itself. Just that whole.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to learn more about it from you too. I've read some things, but I'd love to hear it explained because, you explain things so well.
Yeah, I'll have to bring a graph because it can get complicated.
Please, actually, that would be great.
I'll bring a big picture of a receptor and kind of outline what goes on there.
I would love it. Thank you, Robin.
Definitely another one. Cathi, it's such a pleasure. I've spoken with you over the phone even a couple of years ago. I remember.
I know. Finally, we get to meet.
And so now we get to meet in person. I'm thrilled. I appreciate you and all your time today and just talking with us. You really brought so much goodness and so much light to a lot of sensitive topics for a number of people. So we're so glad to talk with you today. Thank you for sharing.
Well,
they are sensitive topics.
If I can help anybody, just by telling the story, isn't that all what we want? If one person sees this or hears this podcast and says, hey, my parent is going through something, they're aging, and maybe then they'll try it. That's all we can hope for.
I hope so.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you so much. So sweet. That's our goal.
Absolutely.